Wait, can Jax pass through walls? Hear me out for a bit. Jax may actually hold the key to unlocking the true secrets of the Amazing Digital Circus. My theory has a few layers, so let's unpack things together. At the start of episode 3, it was revealed that whenever a player holds their breath in-game for an extended period of time, their character models react in odd ways. Pomni's face changes its color, Ragatha's hair stands up, Kinger glows, Gangel's mask spins around, and Zubal's parts straighten out. At first glance, there may not seem to be that much in common with the side effects that all of the characters experience. But if you think about it, each one of these quirks can be considered an in-game bug of their character models. What's another glitch that constantly pops up in video games? Going through objects or walls that you shouldn't be able to pass through. This is where Jax comes in, and I'd like to rewind for a bit and go episode by episode to help build up my theory. In episode 1, Jax reveals how he has keys that let him access all of the other rooms from the circus grounds. He confidently claims he has access everywhere. Ragatha is also visibly distressed to find out how Jax has a key that lets him enter Kaufmo's room. We literally see how Jax has the key, so there's nothing more to think about. Let's pause at this thought for a second. What if that's what Jax wants everyone else to think, including us, the viewers? Okay, next up we have episode 2. Jax seems to know something that Gangel wants to keep hidden at all costs. In episode 1, Jax also knows about Ragatha's phobia of centipedes. He showcases twice that he knows things about the other players that are meant to be very personal secrets. We can pass it off as Jax simply having the keys that let him access both of the girls' rooms. Even if that's the case, would Gangel and Ragatha just leave clues to their deepest secrets out in the open? Surely they have some kind of furniture in their rooms that can be locked. Things like storage chests or even drawers, where they can place items that are meant to be hidden. Does that mean that Jax has a key for any kind of lock? Maybe, but there's more to explore. Later in episode 2, the Fudge calls Jax some kind of master of unlocking things, and Jax proudly proclaims, "That's me." But right before that, something weird happens. Ragatha acts very surprised and checks her pockets when Jax casually reveals he has the key that was in her possession not too long ago. How did Jax get his hands on it without Ragatha ever noticing? Maybe Jax is really good at pickpocketing. The main cast was stuck in the tight quarters of the Mad Max truck for a while. Jax eventually throws Pomni outside and sits in the back seat next to Ragatha, so there's a window of opportunity when it may have happened. Or, maybe Jax just used his hidden ability to phase through objects, or even other character models, and selectively grabbed the key without Ragatha ever having a chance to feel a thing, just like Shadowcat from the X-Men. Then, the question is, how could Jax hide his secret power in plain sight with nobody ever noticing, not even Kane? The answer lies in his character model. He has no visible nose, and his grin is always present. We also get the chance to learn that he deliberately chooses to keep his mouth closed at all times. When he opens his mouth, it's either when Zubal takes him by surprise in episode 1, or in episode 3 when he gives off an unhinged laugh. Speaking of the third episode, here's a reminder how it starts off with Pomni holding her breath in order to discover what happens. Notice how Jax looks particularly interested. Is he just curious or trying to gauge the usefulness of Pomni's quirk? In the end, it seems the abilities of the characters aren't very useful, outside of some really specific situations. If that's true of everyone, including Jax, then why is he so adamant on keeping whatever happens to him a secret? Is it out of embarrassment, or is it because it's actually game-breaking? As established earlier, thanks to his player model, he can hold his breath at any time without any visible changes happening to his appearance. If he activates his powers, no one would ever know, allowing him to sneak around and reach places he's not supposed to go to. If he ever gets caught inside of a locked room, he can justify himself by showing that somehow he has a key that conveniently opens up the space he's in. If Jax can really pass through walls, that means he could easily go anywhere he wants. This allows him to also collect any keys he desires. If anyone notices a key is missing, things can simply be passed off as the original item being misplaced. Kane can probably easily duplicate any missing objects if needed, and the players most likely have spare keys just in case. Okay, so in conclusion, does Jax collect keys as a cover-up for his ability? Well, I think there's more to it. It's possible that Jax is collecting every key he finds so he can unlock a special door that shouldn't be there in the first place. I'm talking about the type of door that leads to a location or room that his powers normally can't reach. Does that sound familiar? Pomni gets the chance to randomly enter a mysterious exit door, and we can see many pathways within. This realm is obviously based on the idea of the backrooms, a liminal space that's become well known in online culture. The backrooms are usually portrayed as some kind of impossibly huge dimension where you can find an infinite amount of hallways and doors. Based on Pomni's experience with the exit door that leads into the void, we learned that anything is possible here. This disorienting domain even gives players access to areas that are normally forbidden and strictly out of reach. What other incredible secrets can be found in this place? Is the truth behind the digital circus located here? According to the lore of the backrooms, the best way to access this dimension is through noclipping, which is another way of saying passing through walls or physical objects. I know this is a crazy theory, but it ties into Jax and his powers to noclip. If Jax already has the ability to go anywhere, it could be that he also knows the true location of the backrooms. At this point in the video, I don't think it's that far-fetched to believe Jax can access the backrooms whenever he wants, without needing to use the exit doors Pomni found. What if Jax's real objective is something located within the endless maze of hallways that makes up this unsettling dimension? Maybe Jax already made a significant discovery within the backrooms, but it's behind a door that's locked, and his powers don't allow him to pass through. He keeps trying to find the key that unlocks the truth about this puzzle. It's quite possible that a backdoor for the game itself is hidden within the depths of the backrooms. What do I mean by this? Well, in the field of tech, a backdoor is basically a secret method that allows users to skip over any security layers or encryptions that are set in place to protect important data. As a result, the users gain access to confidential information that is heavily guarded and normally inaccessible. Whatever is stored behind the door could be the game's biggest secrets or even the code of the game itself. If Jax truly found a backdoor, it would make sense why his powers don't work on it. Whatever is behind the door has many added layers of security that are meant to keep intruders out. The backdoor itself can be seen as a shortcut that allows the in-game players to access deeply confidential information, which would otherwise be inaccessible to them. Jax can't simply open the door though, since it's probably locked. Oftentimes, backdoors can only be opened under certain circumstances or with the help of something like a password. Jax is effectively seeking out a password that has the shape of a key. A passkey for short. This is why he'll even collect keys from the adventures Cain sets up. For example, at the end of episode 2, we notice how Jax seemingly holds on to the key from the Candy Kingdom. Even if the chances are slim, Jax hopes to get lucky and find the right key that works on the back door. When this happens, he wins and accomplishes his ultimate goal by unlocking the truth. Jax is likely frustrated because he's fighting alone, desperately trying to reach an end goal that seems impossible to seize. Maybe he was hoping Pomni could become a new ally to help him on his mission, but as soon as he saw her ability isn't useful, he moved on. Jax can also most likely use his noclip ability to go under the map, like Pomni and Gummigoo did in episode 2, which could also be another explanation on how he can easily obtain any key or item he wants, since they're in-game assets that are duplicated there. And yes, in episode 3, we get to see how Jax gets tied up. If he truly has the ability to phase through objects, then he should easily be able to get out. He has no choice but to play along since he values his secret more than anything else. Maybe he really wants to keep it unknown to everyone, just in case Cain has a way of patching it out. This could easily be considered an in-game glitch, and Jax can't afford to lose his ace in the hole. Noclip mode is obviously overpowered, but it's still beneath Cain's god mode, which is why Jax absolutely must keep his powers hidden. I know this was quite the rabbit hole to dive into, but the more I thought about the theory, the more sense it made in my head. I guess I'll call this the Jax noclip theory, or the Jax backdoor theory. Is Jax trying to unlock the backdoor to the Amazing Digital Circus's biggest secrets? What do you think?